Good evening, guys. Welcome to this week's analysis. It's literally midnight. It's 3 minutes past midnight East African Standard Time. So, yeah, if you're anywhere else in the world, you can just convert that into your time zone. So I'm just looking at the charts today. Okay, so yeah, this is my trading view. And I'm really looking forward to this week. We are starting a new month, July, yay. And we had a really good run in June. Technically, we had a very good run. I mean, vis-a-vis other previous months. And if you guys are not yet on board, get onto our I Am Vibrata channel, uh, Vibrata product, where you can get our trade alerts. Fierce, Miss Fierce. Okay, I call myself. Why am I? Why am I referring myself to the third person? So anyway, I am Miss Fierce or Lillian Okado, and I feature as one of the traders on Vibrata, which is an IM Academy product where I share my trade ideas, and we've had amazing run. At least every week for the last 4 weeks, we've done a minimum of about 2,000 pips on our trade alerts. So if you want in on some of that, just subscribe to the academy and hit us up on Vibrata. We'll be there. We'll be able to you'll be able to access our trade ideas. So I am now I've just gone through the fundamentals. I was actually reading earlier different, you guys know the drill. I love fundamentals. I'm a researcher. I'm very analytical in mind. So technically I love information. So usually the fundamentals really feed my mind. So my usual websites are Daily FX. We have FX Street that really has great stuff, new stuff and all. And then there's also obviously forexfactory.com. Actually haven't yet checked it out. But as always, I really want to keep this simple, okay? I really just want to keep this simple and quick. It's really late, so I need to go to bed at some point. We usually trade 3 times a week. For those who are familiar, I trade 3 times a week: Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and strictly the London session for about an hour from 10 a.m. to maximum noon. I try to be out of the market by noon. Obviously, sometimes we don't get out of by noon, but at least we are done with our setups. And then, so that it just frees up your day to do other things, obviously makes sense. So, Forex Factory, there's a lot of news tomorrow, okay, which I think is relevant. We have AUD news. I think they're going to be talking about the bank of, the Aussie bank and everything, which is relevant news. Something I know that the AUD currency hasn't really done too badly vis-a-vis, USD currency, for example. Or the USD, like Australia has really handled the COVID way better than, let's say, America or Canada. So yeah, I mean, generally. So I'm waiting to see what happens. We have CAD news, which is GDP news, which will be relevant. We have USD, PMI news. We have ISM news coming out as well this week. Manufacturing, yeah, this week. We also have payroll. Is it payroll? Coming out on Thursday. Non-farm payroll. It usually comes out on Fridays, first Fridays of the month, but 4th of July is a US holiday, so it's been moved up to Thursday. So this week is going to be quite something, pretty volatile, a lot of activity. If you're caught on the wrong side, you're going to be in trouble, but we hope that this week will just be as good as the past weeks. We are confident. I'm confident. July is looking like a really good month. Usually I think also fundamentally it's always good to also know what's been happening in past seasons. I find that here's like you know like there are cycles that happen in the market, and just like the way there are cycles that happen seasonally, like with the weather, with crisis, with conflict. If you do your research, you'll find this information. Like things happen in cycles. So right now, the market is also in a cyclical season. I know July is going to be an interesting one. I see future conflicts coming out in this new season in the second half of the year and probably to next year, 2021. So as much as, for example, I'm an index trader, right? So indices, I love US 30, for example, and German 30 and SP 500, NAS and all that. And they're very volatile. So you kind of have to be careful when you're trading them. Now, as you can see here, today Dow Jones, just pulled up. It was going down and it just pulled up, and it really respected our technicals. Overall, though, on the long term, there's a huge economic downside coming up. The question is when. But for now, we ride the the pullbacks and the impulses, and we have fun with that in the market. But just know, I mean, for example, gold, on the other hand, is technically bullish on the long run. However, trust me, you'll find some pullbacks, okay, in the short term. So right now it's at a resistance, okay. It hasn't yet scaled the previous high. Potentially long term, if you're holding, you can hold, but there will be some pullback. So I could predict a potential pullback here on gold. So what I do after I've done my fundamentals, which I encourage all of you to do so, giving you the sites that I've just checked out, I usually have a trading journal. This is something I do every single day. I'm looking at the markets. So I'll probably write, today is the 30th. So 30th. So actually we are in the 30th right now. So 30th of June, 2020. Wow, we are halfway through the year. I'll probably write here trading potential trades, right? Potential trades that I will take this week, or rather maybe tomorrow, we'll see. So the first one, for example, is like, let's say gold. I love to trade gold. So there are certain currencies I trade. You guys know that if you've seen my previous analysis. There's gold, there's US 30, there's German 30. I like to look at like I said, at S&P 500. I don't necessarily trade them right now. A lot of the people on our team may not be able to because of the size of their accounts, but if you have a significant capital account, then you can trade these because they're pretty volatile. So I trade gold, US 30, German 30, AUD, USD. Okay, those are my currency pairs. AUD, JPY. I love, so those are the main ones. Those are the 5 main ones. And sometimes I'll throw in Euro NZD. I like it. I love Euro AUD. I also love GBP USD, obvious reasons. GBP AUD. So you can note them down if but my main ones, the top 5, gold, US 30, German 30, AUD USD, and AUD JPY. Okay. Then Euro NZD, Euro or AUD GBP, USD GBP, AUD. And then what I do then is I just analyze all other pairs just for fun, And then because I'm an intraday trader, I look at the pairs that will give me intraday targets. I like to do anywhere from a minimum 500 pips to like 1,000 pips a day. Yeah, pretty ambitious, but that's where I'm at. Usually we've been good. We've been lucky. We've done minimum 800 pips for the last month. So I'm hoping the trend continues. So guys, so let's look at gold. Like I said, gold looks like it's long term, really long, like long term. It's really on you know, an impulse. It's on the way up. It's definitely, it should break this resistance, okay? Possibly go to the previous high at least, and then now scale to maybe 1788 and really go past that. So that's like what? That's like 187 pips on the short term. But like I said, long term, it's on its way up. However, I'm kind of, because it's got into its resistance, very possibly that there could be a short pullback, okay, of let's say 100 pips before it keeps pulling back up. But what I do is, because I look at this again at 10 a.m. East African Standard Time when the London session begins. And then I'll probably now make my eventual entry at that time, because that's when I call out my trade ideas on vibrator. So that's gold. So technically, long-term bullish. We have a bullish, you know, wick here. Just kind of shows us it came down, hit the previous low, then moved up. It's on the resistance. It potentially wants to break out. So if it does, if it breaks out, let's see, if it breaks out, what could I say? Although I don't really want to go into the in-depth analysis now. If it breaks out past 60 pips, then yeah, we are bullish for sure. If not, we are bearish. Make sense? So I'll probably initially go for a sell for about 100, maybe, let's see, maybe 100 to like, maybe to 200 pips, maybe 100 to 200 pips, maybe, okay? But remember, I said it's bullish long term. So bear that in mind. Don't jump into the trade immediately saying I said it's on a sell. Gold is definitely bullish. Then we go to US 30. My fave. Yeah, it hit our support. Like I mean, I love this because it just, you know, behaving the way I want it to behave technically, right? Obviously, I'm never always accurate in the market, and you can always, you know, get surprised. But it could go another, let's say another 400 pips up. So buy maybe 400 pips, maybe 400 pips. You know, you can decide how much you want, 200 to 400 pips, okay, before maybe it continues down, because there is a downturn coming. The question is always when. But yeah, you guys can quote me on that. Then we have German 30. Same thing. Bullish on the short term. Short term, maybe even I see at least 150 pips, maybe 200 pips, maybe even 250. Okay, but we say 100 to 250 pips. Okay, but we all know what I've just said. It will, once it gets to maybe about 200 pips, 150 pips now, if you do enter that trade at some point, you know, just put your stop loss in profit so that if it pulls back, you're still good to go. Then we got AUD, USD, the Aussie dollar. Is on the support. AUD, USD. It's on the support. This was almost a bearish candle. It could like pull up to this bit, although I think that's already happened to this 0.42 pips. I'm seeing 100 pip longer term downwards, 112, 100 pips there. So the thing with AUD USD, It sometimes moves like the indices, but it's also a very slow pair. Okay, so I would have to look at this at 10 o'clock again. So I don't want to necessarily rush into a final decision. And that's the thing about trading. You can always change your mind. There's nothing set in stone. As long as your risk management is on point, you're good to go. AUD looks like it's bullish. So likely chances are so is AUD. And when we say bullish, maybe about 90 pips to 100 pips, thereabouts. But then again, let's see this. Yeah, it could pull up about 90 to 100 pips, then come down. So let's say buy 90 to 100 pips. Okay, we'll check it out again at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Euro NZD. Euro NZD is really, really bearish. Let's see, about 100 and maybe 150 pips. I feel like it's bearish, but Euro NZD, I'll have to check it out again. It could actually break out and go all the way 100 pips. So there are two options. You buy at 100 pips and you sell for 150. But I am more biased for the sell of 150 pips. Potentially buy 115. And this is, if it breaks this resistance, right? And that's why, because I'm not entering the trade now, I would not call a trade right now. But if I was to, I don't like to trade at this hour. Its market isn't moving, right? New York session, I like to be in the New York session maybe when it opens. But right now, nah. But it still looks bullish to me. I mean, bearish to me. So yeah, Euro USD. Euro USD. So there was some news today. As you can see, it did what I anticipated it would do last week, bounced off this support, and then it moved up and touched this resistance, and then it pulled back. There was some news here, like I know there's a lot of Brexit. The sterling is also under pressure a bit, so you'll find that GBP/USD has been pulling back. So I'm kind of overall with Euro USD, I anticipated the pullback for it to retest this previous high. This was when we were here, so I anticipated the pullback. It came down, it tested, and I anticipated a pullback before it comes down. So my thinking right now is that it's gonna drop like it's hot. Euro USD gonna drop like it's hot, like it's hot, like it's hot. 150 pips at least. Yeah. But we'll check it out again. And then we got Euro AUD. I like Euro USD because it's stable. So it doesn't like give you heart attacks. I love Euro AUD as well. Oof, Euro AUD. It's been ranging. I really hate ranging markets, to be honest with you. It's on the resistance right now. Okay. So I'll probably go to the 30-minute chart tomorrow. Okay. Have a look at it then. See what's up. But you can see it's on a support right now. So it's kind of pulling back, and then it retests the high, previous high, or the ceiling, and then boom, drops. So I would look at the 30-minute chart to just reconfirm my entry, but I'm biased for a downtrend. Let's see. Am I running out of time? It's already 23 past. Oh man, I gotta go to bed. So let's say sell 200 pips. Remember, I'm an intraday trader, so I'm just doing intraday analysis. I could do a swing analysis, but I just want to do intra now. So GBP USD dropped. There's been a lot of uncertainty with the whole Brexit thing. I know this week they're supposed to be meeting with the EU to discuss the deal and whatnot. So expect some volatility, so between the two leaders handling the deal. So that's, I think it's Frost. I can't remember the guy for the, what is it for? Yeah, one of them. So that's it. So what are we seeing on GU? What are we seeing on GU? So GU, I'm biased for a downtrend. I really am, but it's now hit the support, okay? So it probably would want to pull back to this previous high, possibly. That would be a really good entry for a sell. Maybe a 62 pips, okay, before it boom crashes. But depending on how the deal, the meeting they'll have this week with the EU guys, it goes in. I mean, anything could go. Like that's why I said this week is gonna be awesome. A lot of volatility in the market. So, but I'm seeing a retest, okay, retest for maybe 60 to 100 pips, maybe 100, but 60, and then a sell, okay, of 200 pips. That's my take, for 200 pips. Okay, let's look at GA. GA, I love GA as well. GBP AUD. Yep, it's on the floor. Yeah, and I've been anticipating this for GA for a while. So yes, it's on the floor. It might pull back, okay. Maybe 100 pips before it drops 200 plus pips, 150 pips or 300 pips. Yeah, but the pullback is potentially high because it's on the floor right now. So I would again wait for a retest because you guys know you want to enter on the retest once the retest has happened. So you don't want to just jump into a trade unless you're doing a longer term trade. So you're willing to survive the pullbacks. So there's a possibility there will be a pullback to the previous high. Okay, maybe 90 to 100 pips. So I retest as well. 90 to 100 pips, just like GU, before it drops like it's hot, like for 300 pips. What is the pair? We can look at GBP, CHF. Let's see what's in the market for us. So GBP CHF is looking similar. It's probably going to retest previous high before it drops again. So there is room for retest. There is room for retest. It's previously on a strong support. Okay, when you look left, yeah, man. So it's really not been below this in a while. Like, wow, this is August 2019. So that just tells you how strong this support is. Okay, so that's why my bias would be up. And that's why I'm looking at the GBP pairs probably retesting a previous high before they drop. So in this case, I would look at, let's see. Maybe 100 and I'll take 150 pips on a retest GBP stage. Maybe 100 to 150 pips. then sell. That's what I'm seeing. But yeah, space for a retest is pretty much there. So I've looked at 10 pairs already. I need to be done in the next 5 minutes so that this analysis is 30 minutes thereabouts. So we can look at GBP and ZD. Let's just see what's happening over there. Same story, guys, same storyline. The more things change, the more they stay the same. You know what I mean? So it's on a downtrend, okay, but always think of the retest, okay, 100 pips before it drops, 400 pips. You get what I'm saying? So that's GBP NZD retest, at least 100 pips, okay, over buy, up, and then drop. So that's what you're looking for this week. A lot of retests on the GBP pairs, but it's possible because of Brexit. That might not happen. They may just boom, drop. So tomorrow, like I said, London session is gonna be fire. Or at least I hope it's fire. We need to make money this week. So GBP, USD, AUD, CHF, NZD, GJ, GJ. That again, everything is on the support, guys. So when currencies and pairs are on the support, I always expect the retest, and then I always look, okay, like GBP looks like it's done a retest and possibly might just bang, drop, okay? In fact, I'm more biased for a drop on GJ, but again, 200 pips easy. So same drill with GJ, retest, drop. I mean, I would rather we retest and enter on the retest or even miss the entry for the retest rather than just diving in, because we want to minimize our risk reward. Is it minimize or increase our risk reward? So we even if you're putting your stop loss can be tight. You know, if you enter on the retest, then you have a tight stop loss, meaning that your risk to reward is actually pretty good. So what haven't I looked at? Let's see NZD JPY just seems to be looking the same way as Euro USD. It's ranging. It's been ranging up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It looks like it wants to pull up. Okay. So think about it, it doesn't move much, so I don't really trade it much. So 80 pips at least. Yeah. It's ranging. So NZD JPY, you can go for a buy for maybe 80 to 100 pips. Potentially. But is also getting ready to sell longer term. Yeah, but it probably wants to retest the previous highs and then drop like it's hot. CAD JPY. Yeah, on a downtrend. On a downtrend. Yeah, but again, retesting. Although I don't really, tomorrow there's CAD news, so we'll see. But this is a good sell opportunity on CAD JPY. I'd probably also have to look at oil, US oil. Oil is looking bullish. I like the way oil is looking. Very bullish. Oh, very bullish. 80 points, possibly long term. 63 points. Is it? No, 6 points. Yeah, 63 points. This was like, sorry, did I say 80 points? Wait, let's do this again. So 14, 147, no, 14 points. And then 80 something, 60, 80 points. But it's bullish. US oil is bullish. Bulls are in control. Da 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 da. Okay. Which other currency haven't I looked at? AUD, let's just look at AUD card. I mean, it doesn't hurt. Australian dollar against the Canadian dollar looks bullish to me. Buy, and I would buy for, let's see, 200 pips long term. Yeah, thereabouts, possibly, but let's look at the weekly. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, 200 pips, AD card. Just look at the entry tomorrow, but looks like a good trade to me. Yeah, technically. What else? AUD card, AUD, and let's just look at AUD and it doesn't hurt. I mean, I don't trade them, but why not? So this is pretty interesting. Ignore my many lines. I just get lazy clearing my charts, man. So you can clear it if you wanna. This pair has been ranging. Wow. I feel like it's bearish, interesting enough, but yeah, maybe for the short term. Although it's ranging, so bearish for the short term and probably pull back up to retest this previous high here, and then drop. Maybe 53, maybe even pull up to 100 pips and then drop like it's hot. So the thing here is you need to perfect the entry. Okay, so my anticipation is AUD NZD will drop. You can retest and then drop like it's hot, like maybe 400 pips. Long term, this is really a long trade. It won't happen in a day. What haven't I looked at? Euro. Let's look at Euro card. Okay, 7 minutes past half an hour, so I am late on my chart. What is this now? What is this? These charts can get a bit crazy, wild. A lot of wicks, a lot of uncertainty in the markets. I mean, it's just been a crazy period. Oh, Corona. Wow. I mean, it's come with its own amazing things. What story does this chart tell me? It tells me that Eurocard has generally been bearish. Let's see. Mm. Yeah, bearish, bearish, bearish. Eurocard is bearish, guys. Potential sell, potential sale, potential sale. Long term. Wow, about 100. Wait, what? Wait, what? Yeah. Yeah, so 400 pips. I mean, what? That's crazy. Let's look at the 30 minutes. The 30 minutes. 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30, 75. Yeah, you could comfortably do like 150 pips on Eurocard sell, but we need to look at the market in the morning to guarantee, not guarantee, there are no guarantees in the financial markets. Disclaimer, past results do not guarantee future results. I am not a financial advisor. So I think I've looked at everything that I usually trade, when and so on. And I think we're good, guys. I think the main pairs are done. The side hustles are done. Maybe look at Euro, GBP, the concubines, and it's gonna drop like it's hot. Euro GBP, ooh, interesting. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, it's been on a nice bullish run. But I think it's pulled back again. This week here is the news, right? Is the news. There's been news basically on how Britain has a infrastructure funding plan. So just uncertainty about whether Boris will be able to implement it and how. So yeah, that's about it. That's about it. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, okay? But this rejection off of here kind of tells you something that either there's a temporary pull back, and then yeah. So we'll see, we'll see. We'll see. What pair haven't I looked at? G card. Have I looked at G card? But I guess GBP pairs all look the same. Yeah, all these pairs look the same. So it's on the support, probably a retest before it drops. That is the likely position. So G card will probably retest like 80, 100 pips and then drop like it's hot to the next level of 150 pips. So G card, pull back maybe 100 pips retest, and then drop like 200 pips or 150 pips. So basically, that's awesome. And I think we're good to go for today. We've done this in about 40 minutes, man. I need to shorten this a bit. But I hope you've gotten some value, and I hope you will get some value when you get to watch this. At least you kind of have an idea of how I trade. Eventually, when I do become an IMA educator, you could then find me teaching my strategy later on in more detail. For now, I just give people market recaps or market analysis. So that's basically it. My trading strategy is price action. I'm a simple trader. I keep it simple. Yeah, so that's me, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, give me your feedback in your comments, and let's hope we're giving you value. Thanks, guys. Good night.